Okay, hi everyone. Good afternoon. I'm basically a drone operator based in northeast London. I do a lot of inspection work and the likes. One occasion arose very early on when I started up the company was to have the opportunity to do some test flying, as I was very new to the industry and I wanted to get some case studies together. So I contacted the people responsible for Highlands House Estate, and it turned out that was Chelmsford City Council, to see whether they'd be okay if I did some 3D modelling of the building there. So that was a test for me to try, and in return I said I'd do some flying around, a little bit of promotional video for them, and that was the quid pro quo that we put in place. So that was quite a nice opportunity. After them doing lots of umming and ahhing, the managers of Highlands Estate who work for the council had to go back to the council to say, hang on a minute, we wanted this guy to do this. And the council says, yeah, well, we've got a total drone ban on that site. He can't fly. And they're like, well, hang on, we're trying to commission this guy to do some flying for us. And they go, in which case it's okay. So that's as simple as the conversation was in the background. So yeah, off I went and did the video for them. I did some 3D modelling, as I said. I think we'll put the video up in a minute if it's available, if that's okay, but I'll let you know when. I might even just walk away and leave it running. So the output of that, though, wasn't just for me. And more importantly, what happened in the end is that from the way that we briefed the teams on site, the way we get the safety set up, we showed them all the documentation, pre-flight planning stuff, they were really, really impressed. And then the council have now opened up the site to say, if there's a wedding going on, that now a photographer or drone operator can now actually use filming from that site whilst a wedding is going on. So it's actually opened up some opportunities for those who do that kind of promotional wedding stuff as well. So I think that's quite a nice case when that happens that way, rather than the council have a negative view. We started to open it the other way. On a flip side, a little bit, I've still got a request with a London council, and I won't say who, that I put in via a very long convoluted phone call route. Pick up the general council line, try and find the right department, get bounced 15 times. And all that I was requesting was actually to walk onto the premises of a small block of flats where someone was about to buy the flat in the top right-hand corner, and they just wanted a basic roof inspection. That's all they wanted. And being polite, so I contacted the council because I knew it was their property. The response I got almost immediately on a telephone call was, stop, do nothing until we've spoken to our legal team. That was 6 months ago. And I've chased there every week since that time to get permission to do a basic flight. I even said, look, actually, I won't walk on your premises. Yeah, what we'll do is I'll take off from the pavement, which is about 10 meters away. Yeah, and I'll fly it from there. No, you won't do that. You'll be in breach of air laws. Oh, really? Okay, which ones are those then? We'll get back to our legal team. So to this day, I still don't have an answer on that one. And the person actually has pulled out buying the flat. So actually, I'm less worried about it now, but there you go. Before I sort of move away and play the video, because I'm not going to do a very long session up here, there are some challenges I think that drone operators and the council face. So I've no doubt from talking to people inside the council, I understand what their concerns are, and conversely from our side, what some of the issues are. So I think from people I talk to within the drone industry, one question that I am really unclear to this day is, when do I actually need to talk to the local authority? Outside of actually walking on their premises or what have you, that seems to be the only time that I possibly need to engage with them, but that's not clear. And I know that, I think it's Devon and Cornwall, there's a blanket ban, if I remember rightly, on those two counties, which everyone just goes, because how can you do that? There's no legal precedent to set that in motion, as I understand it. So I think knowing what those laws are in terms of sort of their rules are is helpful. I think also, I've bumped in this quite a lot with bylaws, and they can be really hard to find. So I live out north Epping Forest area, and when I very first started as a recreational flyer, I was out and about doing stuff. I got pulled up by a warden and told that I wasn't allowed to fly. in that area, but it's not posted anywhere. And in fact, it took about an hour digging through their website to try and find the one line that says no drones. And I think that's not helpful, because a recreational user or a commercial user has to really, really dig around trying to find those basic informations. I think one thing I would suggest is that on the drone maps that are available to us, that possibly that stuff's plugged into them so that we can actually see some of those ground-based considerations as well. And there is a site called Who Owns England, which is quite helpful for that. But I just wanted the two to be matched off. And then conversely, what does the local authority need to know from me? If I'm going to go and fly on a site, what do they need from me? What's their process to sign it off? You know, who signs it off? Which department is that? I don't know. And maybe we'll find out from the next speaker. I hope so. Then in terms of like, what process do they need to go through and what process do I need to go through? I think both of those are so unclear, and it probably changes by local authority to local authority, that there's a lot there could be done where we could start to work together a bit more easily, I think, in the future. So yeah, that's it. I mean, I think on the other side, there's some proactive councils that are out there. I've been approached by a few. I now fly for a few of them, and they've made it quite easy. They've come to me for new contract requirements. And then when we go into procurement, there's all sorts of problems around procurement portals. The government ones don't have a thing called a drone operator in there, for example. So that makes it quite challenging when on your sick category, there isn't one. So little things like this can all help to move this together and get the positive use cases going. That's it. Only a little bit of case studying. So I'm going to leave with a short video. And I'm not a videographer, but this was just a test video I did for these guys. So I hope you like it. Cheers.